On July 15, 2026, 6 months ago, the Ministry of Labour and Social Protection, together with the Attorney General's Office, the Directorate of Criminal Investigation, and also the Directorate of Public Prosecutions, formed a task force to listen to grievances and investigate fraud in the labor mobility program. The task force was Task Force on Travel Agencies, labor fraud. The task force wishes to report as follows. 390 cases are under investigation as a result of 190 visiting the task force and giving their grievances, explaining how they were swindled, how they were conned over a period of time. 15 files have been completed and forwarded to the DPP, and they are waiting scrutiny and permission to charge. Others have already been charged, we'll come to it, but out of the investigation, 15 files have been given to the DPP. Question will arise, why out of 390, only 15? It is because investigation of fraud needs a follow-up of paperwork. The DCI has to go to court, apply for special permission to get bank statements, to get Safaricom M-Pesa statements. So there's a process that is undertaken. They have to do verification of documents. So it takes time before a case can be built that needs proper evidence that can stand the day in court. Therefore, that's why you find that 6 months on the line, only 15 cases have been completed because of that judicial process that has been done. If you're accused, the DCI cannot just arrest you or go to a bank and get your records. They still have to file a case. The judge has to listen, give permission for access to your bank account details for investigation. It's more of a forensic investigation. Now, out of the 390 cases, 106 involve travel agents. Travel agents, not just recruitment agents, but travel agents. Some of the individuals, and this is very important to note, some of the individuals whose names or companies have swindled Kenyans are not registered with the National Employment Agency, and some are not even registered with the Bureau of Business Registration. They are not known. Ni mtu tu aliamka leo akaform company yake inaitwa Twende Kazi Majuu Company Limited. The company is not registered anywhere in the country of Kenya, does not even have a bank account, has nothing, and they put fake posters and people give them money. And then people come to us and say, I was conned. These agencies zinatudanganya. Leo ni mtu tu aliamka tu asubuhi moja akaform company yake, akaweka letterhead, they are not even registered as a company, they are not even registered with National Employment Agency, we don't know that person. And you ask the person, how did you pay? We gave cash to this person. We are going to Canada. I gave cash, 500,000 shillings. I met a lady, she was pregnant. She had been swindled 1.1 million shillings by a company that did not even exist in the books and the records of company registration in Kenya. But she had willingly given 400, 500, 600, visa inatoka, 1.1 million shillings of her money to be taken to Canada. So it is important to know that there are scrupulous people out there taking advantage of our people. And that is why the government has been giving advisory after advisory on how to look for Kazi Majuu jobs in the proper way. Let me give you some notable cases. We have two cases whereby we have some cases pending in the small court claims, small claim court, and there are people who have decided to sue to get reimbursements back instead of just a criminal offense. Out of those, we've had two cases where Mr. Nachos Mwenda Mutua has been reimbursed by a Cyprian Mwanzia of a travel agency called International Ambitions Consultants. International Ambitions Consultants have been able to reimburse Mr. Mwenda Nachos Mutua, his money, and the case is closed. Mr. Boniface Maina Mugo has also been able to get their money back from Ms. Janet Wanjiko Mwangi, and the case is closed. We have several cases in court. We have a case against Brand Reeves Obare for obtaining money by false pretense. There's a case against Pondi Collins of Zian Travels Agency, also in court. We have a case against David Mwiti Kanyanga as an individual. Alijifanya anapeleka watu majuu, hana hata kampuni, hana nini, amechukua pesa watu. We also have a case about against Obonyo Edwin Omondi, also an individual who has also been conning people. So these are some of the cases that are in court, and we're expecting more to be taken to court. There are some companies that also rush to court and obtain conservatory orders so that the DCI cannot arrest them or even further investigate them. So, you call them to write a statement and they run to court, and the courts give them a conservatory order so the DCI cannot move. But you want to name them because ukienda kotini, you're afraid to come to be investigated. To me, where I stand, I'm just saying from where I stand as a normal mwananchi who does not understand law very much. I understand very little, just like all of us who have not gone to law school. But we are not very stupid as we look. We know a bit of things. One is called Freemat Agency of Benayo Nyamwega. Benadia Nyamwega ran to court so that he cannot be arrested, so that his company cannot be investigated. We don't understand why you run to court. What do you have to hide? You don't want us to investigate you. Number two is a company called Vintmark Agency of Catherine Warimu Mugo, Caesar Kingori, and Caroline Wanja Mureithi. And we're in court. We hope that those conservatory orders will be lifted. Ndio hawa watu wasaidie wengine kula maharagwe kule Kamiti. Because we can't have people conning people and getting away with it. Now, the Youth Fund has given money to organizations, and many organizations have sent people overseas. But there's a case that the DCI is currently investigating, whereby an agency called Zawadi Jobs Abroad Limited, another agency called Gloryven International, and another agency called Taushi Tours and Travel were given monies to take people to Dubai. Out of that, Zawadi Jobs Abroad Limited was able to take some people to Dubai, but then Gloryven International and Taushi Tours and Travel have not been able to show us where the money went, and therefore the DCI have issued summons to the following individuals who happen to be a husband and wife, who between them are holding 18 million shillings belonging to the government of Kenya through the Youth Fund, which they have vanished with, and which young people are waiting to be taken overseas, and that is government money. And so if you see them, tell them that they have summons, they need to report to the DCI. This is Mr. Vincent Omondi Oyugi, and his wife Rachel Njoki Karioki. They are being looked for. Wanatafutwa na DCI mara moja. Wamekula pesa Youth Fund, vijana wajaenda, na we need that money. We need people to be sent overseas. They need to show us where they have taken that money. Kama wamenunua Mercedes Benz, use, lakini we cannot steal people's money and get away by abusing youth. Mkono wa serikali ni mrefu. Finally, advisory. My advisory is this: please let us avoid unscrupulous and unregistered persons. If the deal is too sweet to be true, then it is a lie. It's a process. Somebody offers you a big job somewhere, please do investigation. If that person is not listed, if the job is not listed in the website of the National Employment Agency, which is accessible 24 hours, then avoid that person. If you have any problems, come to my office, come to my PS's office, send a message to NEA, and they will tell you whether that person is real or a crook. Do not give money to individuals. Do not pay money to individuals. deal with a company. Deal with a registered company. And before you give money to a company, make sure they are registered under National Employment Agency and that the company, the job they are talking about is already uploaded in the website of the National Employment Agencies. Number 3, do not pay any monies directly to an individual's number using Safaricom or any other way. Do not deposit money to an individual's account. If you're going to pay through Safaricom, use a pay bill, because a pay bill is given to companies, a company can be tracked. Do not send monies to just somebody's number. Preferably pay to a bank account. If a company is telling you pay to a pay bill, not to a bank account, avoid that account, avoid that company. Pay bill maybe, but stick to bank accounts, because the money can be frozen. Whatever money they can be frozen, you can get your money back. Some people were paying to individuals. So there's a company existing, you check the company, then they tell you pay to this number. So you are paying to Bwana Kiatu Kubwa. You send the number to Kiatu Kubwa, the agency, the number goes to Sufuria Ndogo. You ask who is Sufuria Ndogo, you're told, oh, it's one of our staff members in the office, we have received the cash. Later on you find that huyo Bwana Kubwa, Kiatu Kubwa, Sufuria Ndogo, they don't even exist. So your money is gone. So you say this company conned me, you go to that company has never heard of those people. So pay directly to a bank account or to a pay bill of that company's name. And also verify. Somebody says they want to take you overseas, say, let me come to your office. Go and visit the office. Because the challenge that this year I've had is somebody says, I was called, they say, take me to the office. We used to meet at the restaurant. We used to meet at the park. We used to meet, eating nyama choma. So you need to also do some due diligence. This is very important. I received a call this week from some young people who are stuck in Cambodia. And they said that they have traveled for work, and when they got there, they had to go to Malaysia, and they found the work is not there. They are stuck there. They have no money. They paid 300,000 shillings or so. Wamekwama huko. Others have been taken to do jobs or not taken to do. And we have said over and over again, do not be a victim of trafficking. Do not self-traffic yourself. You can self-traffic yourself by being stupid, by doing things the wrong way. And by being stupid, I mean this. Do not travel to go to a job that even the government of Kenya is not aware of, because it is not in the National Employment Agency. That is not being very smart. Do not travel to a job whereby you have not even signed an agreement with anybody. You've just paid monies. That is not being very smart. Do not travel to a job where the visa you've been given is a tourist or a visitor's visa. You should only travel with a employment visa. We have a desk at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. We have a desk at the Moi International Airport that verifies people going for Kazi Maju. And they verify that the visa you have is actually an employment visa issued by the country you're going to, that our country can follow up with that country about the visa they issued of that company that asked for that visa. But if you go with a visitor's visa, there's no way of tracking. So do not travel with a visitor's visa. Do not travel with a tourist visa for employment. All the Kazi Maju people are traveling with employment visas. Even those are called temporary employment visas, whereby when you get there, you do your medicals and you're onboarded, you're given the full visa. But it is written a job visa, an employment visa. Visitor's visa, tourist visa, you're being conned. Do not listen to stories of your sister, your brother, your cousin, ati alienda hivyo akapata kazi, you're being conned. And then do not come and start saying Kazi Maju is conning you and all that, because you also have to take responsibility. I feel very sorry for some of these people. Maybe they are not aware. So I'm just saying, please, we'll continue broadcasting this. We'll put it on social media. We'll put it on the radio and television. Do not travel on a tourist visa. Do not give money to somebody who you don't know. Do not deal with a company that is not registered, so that you can be able to protect yourself. Parents, some parents are going to the airport with the grandparents, wanaombea watoto, napiga magoti hapo, grandparent anawashika mkono, endo kafanye kazi mtoto wangu, na yeye ana travel na tourist visa, hata kampuni alipeana pesa haijui vizuri, anaenda na kwama kule kwa airport in a funny country, or being trafficked to do funny illegal things. No umeletwa airport na the whole village. So even parents, as you take your children to the airport, ensure there you have a tourist visa, ensure an agreement was done, ensure that the National Employment Agency knows this company, knows this name. Failure to that, mwambie ngojea kidogo, because you are sending your child to danger. Kenyans have died overseas because of going to be trafficked, because ile tamaa ya kukimbia tu na haya mambo. Finally, is to say that as the Minister for Labour and Social Protection, two things. One, I will ensure that anybody who has been conned receives justice. I am going to fight, as I said when I took over this office, this idea of people being conned that has been going on for so many years in this country has to stop. And it will stop. And we are going to lock people up. We are not relenting. And we are going to ensure people get their rights. And people, we have an avenue here. You can go to the DCI, you can complain. We are following it up and all that. Number two is that I'm very proud also, as the Minister for Labour, that so far, as per yesterday morning, we had sent out 358,000 people since the President took over. Is it 538? Oh, sorry, 538. Sorry, 538,000 people have traveled. And according to our labor desk that is clearing people every day, we have 450 to 500 people traveling every day overseas for jobs. And this should grow to about 1,000 as they continue going. So we estimate that 700 to 1 million within a year will be overseas, earning a living, making the best of their life as the economy picks up, as we grow industries, so they can come back with a brain gain, with new ways of doing things, with new techniques of doing things better.